The story did not start as a scandal. It started with honesty. Tish Cyrus spoke openly about one of the hardest times in her life. After her mother died, everything began to fall apart. Her grief was deep, and her marriage was already under stress. When those two things collided, life became overwhelming. Tish explained that during this time her marriage to Billy Ray Cyrus began to break down. They had been married for nearly 30 years with many ups and downs. From the outside, their relationship looked strong. Behind the scenes, it was far more complicated. Years of tension became harder to manage once grief entered the picture. To cope, Tish said she started using marijuana, not for fun, but to calm her anxiety and numb the pain. At the time, she did not fully understand why she was doing it. It felt like relief. Looking back, she now sees it as self-medicating. Have you ever noticed how coping habits can slowly turn into something unhealthy? When she stopped using marijuana, the anxiety hit hard. Instead of feeling better, she felt worse. She described feeling unable to function and overwhelmed by fear and emotion. That moment forced her to face what she had been avoiding. Therapy followed. Conversations followed. Slowly, clarity followed. As her interview spread online, attention quickly turned to the divorce. Tish and Billy Ray officially ended their marriage in 2022. The split was not sudden. It came after years of strain. Grief did not cause the divorce on its own, but it pushed a fragile situation past its breaking point. This is where the story became bigger than just two people. The Cyrus family has lived in the public eye for decades. Fame arrived early, especially for Miley Cyrus. Success blended family life with work, pressure, and attention. When parents struggle in that environment, children often feel it deeply, even as adults. Tish's words brought new attention to Miley's relationship with her father. Over the years, fans have noticed distance between them at times, missed events, social media changes, song lyrics that feel personal. None of these details prove anything on their own, but together they fuel speculation. When family pain becomes public, people look for meaning everywhere. Miley has spoken before about choosing peace and protecting her emotional space. She has said that growth sometimes means setting boundaries, even with people you love. After Tish's interview, those words took on new meaning. Fans began connecting dots, even when no explanation was given. Does silence sometimes speak louder than words? Billy Ray has stayed mostly quiet about Tish's comments. He has not directly addressed her claims about anxiety or marijuana use. Instead, his public life has focused on new relationships and career changes. That silence has not stopped discussion. In celebrity families, even saying nothing becomes part of the story. Some reactions focused heavily on marijuana, others focused on mental health. But, the deeper story is about grief. Losing a parent can shake everything. It can affect marriage, emotions, and decision-making. People often look for quick ways to feel better, even if those ways do not truly heal. Tish made one thing clear: she is not blaming anyone. She described this time as survival, not failure. She spoke about not understanding her own behavior until later. Therapy helped her see how grief, anxiety, and avoidance were connected. That honesty really resonated with many people. After the divorce, Tish found stability again. She married Dominic Purcell in 2023. She has described this relationship as calm and safe. Those words stood out. They showed what healing can look like after years of emotional stress. So, public reaction has been mixed. Some folks praised her for being open about mental health, while others questioned whether such private struggles should be shared publicly. When families are famous, it really does become hard to separate personal healing from public conversation. Tish did not glamorize marijuana use. She spoke honestly about how stopping was difficult, and how therapy helped more than anything else. Her message focused on growth, not excuses. And, that distinction really mattered. The Cyrus family has always been more than just a famous last name. It's been a mix of strong personalities, creative ambition, and very different worldviews, all living under one roof. Long before the divorce became official, people close to the family described a home shaped by constant motion. Tours, filming schedules, management decisions, and public attention rarely slowed down. Over time, that pace created distance instead of unity. One of the key issues in the marriage between Billy Ray Cyrus and Tish Cyrus was lifestyle conflict. Billy Ray has often been described as private, rigid, and rooted in traditional values. Tish, on the other hand, was deeply involved in managing careers, pushing forward creatively, and handling the non-stop demands of fame. As the years went on, those differences became harder to balance. Instead of growing together, they began living parallel lives. Sources over the years have pointed to long periods of emotional separation. Even when they were technically together, they were often not aligned. Different priorities, different communication styles, different ideas of family structure. The marriage survived multiple near breakups, but survival is not the same as stability. By the time the final split happened, many insiders described it as inevitable rather than shocking. This disconnect also shaped how their children related to each parent. For Miley Cyrus, the relationship with her father has been especially complicated. Early in her career, Billy Ray was closely tied to her success. He starred alongside her, helped guide early decisions, and acted as both parent and professional partner. But as Miley grew older, that dynamic became strained. She began pushing for independence, both personally and creatively. Miley has been open about feeling misunderstood by her father. In past interviews, she has hinted that they see the world very differently, especially when it comes to identity, self-expression, and control. While she has never publicly attacked him, her words suggest emotional distance rather than anger. She has spoken about choosing people who make her feel safe, supported, and free to be herself. That message has often been interpreted as indirect commentary on her relationship with Billy Ray. Their distance became more noticeable after the divorce. Miley was visibly closer to her mother during that period, appearing together publicly and supporting each other's projects. Meanwhile, her interactions with her father became rare. Fans noticed the absence at major moments, from award shows to family celebrations. While no direct explanation was given, the pattern spoke loudly. It's also worth noting that Miley's music has really reflected this emotional shift. Themes of self-reliance, boundary setting, and emotional survival have shown up again and again in her recent work. Listeners often find themselves connecting those themes to her family life, especially her relationship with her father. Even when names aren't mentioned, the emotional tone just kind of points to some unresolved feelings. Despite the distance, there's never been a public declaration of estrangement. The situation seems quieter than that. It's less dramatic, honestly, and more sad. It's a relationship that exists, but only at arm's length. Miley has chosen peace over confrontation, and that choice really does seem deliberate. The Cyrus divorce wasn't about one single event or argument. It was the result of years of slowly growing apart, made even harder by fame and pressure. And for Miley, it marked a real turning point, not just in how she sees her parents, but in how she defines family for herself. For now, Miley has not publicly commented on her mother's interview. Instead, she continues to focus on her own life and career. Fans read meaning into that choice, but, silence can also be a form of peace. The Cyrus family story has always been layered: music, fame, rebellion, faith, and reinvention. This chapter adds grief, coping, and healing. It reminds people that even famous families face the same emotional struggles as everyone else. As the headlines fade, one question remains. When someone finally speaks honestly about pain and healing, should it be treated as drama or as something deeply human? The mention of marijuana also sparked debate. Some defended her choice as understandable under grief. Others argued that self-medication can delay real healing. Tish herself did not glamorize it. She spoke about the consequences, not the comfort. She made it clear that stopping was hard, and that therapy, not substances, helped her move forward. Family stories like this are never as simple as headlines make them. Behind the fame are years of choices, distance, and emotions that don't always get resolved neatly. If you follow celebrity families, behind-the-scenes dynamics, and the real stories beneath the surface, like this video so it reaches more viewers. Subscribe for deeper dives into celeb relationships and industry drama, and share this with someone who's been wondering what really happened inside the Cyrus family.